Okay. Okay. So we are. Hey Samuel. Yeah, we're outside the Barnes and Noble down here on Murray Street in Tribeca. As you see in the description, Anthony Cumia is going to be basically doing a book signing for his book today at this location. From what I know, a number of people have called their media department, have called their store manager in protest to them actually hosting this book signing here. One of the main reasons is he has a strong connection to individuals such as Gavin with the Proud Boys. Also a number of racist slants that have taken place over the years. Just take a look at his Twitter account. And you will see without a doubt that he's someone who promotes and uses their position as a way to promote hate. And there's no place in New York City or New York State for hate of any type, period. The fact that this book is basically being promoted and glorifying the fact that he got fired because of his hate speech, that's just ain't right. I mean, even when calling their offices, their 800 number, a number of their employees were not happy with the fact that he's actually doing a book signing here. What can you say? It's one of those things that needs to change. And obviously Barnes and Noble isn't going to, make a difference, isn't going to make a change about that. NYPD has come by to check things out, but basically it's been Barnes & Noble security keeping an eye on things. They basically call NYPD if they think there is a large enough number and they need to have someone out here. Based on NYPD's pattern, they'll probably send about 2 cars down just to do like sidewalk patrol and say you can't block the doorways, etc., etc. But those of you who remember the Proud Boys over at the Republican Club, the NYPD has a tendency to protect racist, Islamophobic, hate, female beating pieces of trash a number of times, especially if they have the label Proud Boys on them. So the idea of this event going on basically occurred because a number of people mentioned that he was going to be holding the book signing here. And in order to join in solidarity with this, we wanted to at least make a statement. Right now there's about 7 people down here. A few people are here, a few people are inside without signs. He's expected to be here and actually start doing his book signing at 6 o'clock. So he should be arriving here in a little bit if he's not already here. And we just want to make this statement, educate the people that you have a white supremacist that's coming here to do a book signing. Now, I know there's a number of people who are supposed to be coming down also today. If you're watching and you're nearby, definitely come on down. He's right next to the kids section. Book signing. White supremacist Anthony Cumia is being hosted upstairs for a book signing. And it's unacceptable. He literally assaulted his wife 2 years ago. Heard it. A large percentage of his audience, Gavin with the Proud Boys, Anthony actually helps to promote that show, and someone was saying also produced the show for Gavin. So I can't say, even if he's not calling himself a Proud Boy, he definitely is a strong supporter of the Proud Boy agenda. And I'll be honest, there was a debate initially about whether or not to do this, whether or not it would only help to draw attention towards his book signing. But, you know, the necessity outweighed the impact it might have. And as you can see, once they started streaming, Barnes & Noble security basically went inside.
Yeah, I'm not shopping.
You're welcome. Barnes & Noble is hosting a white supremacist named Anthony Cumia, fired off of iHeartRadio and banned from Twitter. Anthony and Opie and Anthony. He's a huge racist, and he almost choked his wife to death. And he only served 6 months probation. He's getting a book signing upstairs and making money, which is unacceptable.
Promoting why he got actually fired. So the idea of him making money off of...
His book is literally called Suspended. Permanently suspended.
He wouldn't be getting the book deal if it wasn't for the racist remarks and getting fired. Anthony Cumia.
Anthony Cumia. Fired
Huge following.
Banned from Twitter for a racist tirade that he gave in 2017. I'm not going to repeat it, but I can show you all of it. Plenty of history.
Let's see you MIA. Come here. See you MIA. You can Google it. You don't have a cell phone? No. Okay. No racist. They got cell phones and all prices. $5, $10. So you may not do everything, but you don't do it.
Okay, so right now, can anyone give me, actually, hold on, I had that myself. It's 5:39, so if his book signing is at 6 o'clock to start, he is either here already or on his way, just about ready to arrive. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm pretty sure some of his people are already down here. That I can be pretty sure of.
Whatever he wants, they're giving him a platform and a book signing.
You guys don't believe it. Hate is not free speech. Yes, it is. Hate is not free speech.
They're hosting a white supremacist upstairs at Barnes & Noble.
Wrong side of history.
This isn't, just for people who know, this isn't just a random thing based on one incident. There's a long track record and a long history of his interactions, not just his statements. It's like I said before, comedians are comedians. I understand that, and there are certain things that they say, whether you like it or not, shock value, education, there are reasons behind it. But he's crossed the boundaries way too many times. And his huge rant regarding the one woman from Times Square was the thing that, you know... Thanks. Yeah, guys, this is exactly what I was talking about. So it's like,
White supremacist Anthony Cumia is upstairs for a book signing at Barnes & Noble. There's a literal white supremacist upstairs.
Hey, Gilbert. Yep.
White supremacist Anthony Cumia is posted upstairs.
Yep. No room in New York for hate from anyone. And fuck the Proud Boys.
Barnes and Noble's
Yep.
hosting white supremacists. Yeah. In the
Well,
kids section.
I did it intentionally.
Tagline.
Barnes and Noble's is hosting a white supremacist in the kids section for
Well, you
book
notice
signing.
he walked off.
Literal white
The one guy
supremacists
sort of walked
upstairs
off.
for book signing at Barnes and Noble.
So, yeah.
Have you seen that guy who was taking pictures of us before?
No, but there are a whole different group of people who go to this Barnes and Noble and stuff. So,
No, the guy who was taking pictures of us. I wasn't sure if you had seen him out.
no, I haven't for that. He could have been doing it for the sign, just out of interest. I mean, you always keep it in your mind, back of your mind for future reference.
Exactly.
You know.
It's only like 12.
Well, I mean, that's why it's like sometimes I've had
White
people.
supremacists being hosted at Barnes and Noble's in the kids section for book signing.
I've had people holding signs and then they get upset when someone takes the picture. I'm like, no, that's the idea. Not you, but others. I'm like, that's why you do
White
it.
supremacists being hosted upstairs at Barnes and Noble. White supremacists being hosted upstairs at Barnes and Noble.
Hey guys, yeah, we're outside Barnes and Noble down here on Murray, the Tribeca Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble's is hosting a white supremacist.
Anthony Cumia is going to be down here doing a book signing at 6 o'clock. Main objective is basically just to draw awareness for people to know, what's actually going on. We've had a number of people actually call Barnes & Noble corporate about this. Just that we feel there should never be a place for the promotion of hate,
No platform for white supremacists.
especially within New York City.
Anthony
We already have enough issues, and in the climate that the world is today, anything that glorifies hate or promotes anyone who glorifies hate in any way, shape, or form, you need to draw attention to it, no matter how small or how large the numbers.
white supremacist Anthony Cumia is speaking here.
And there's supposed to be about 30 people that are on their way down here. Whether they're here or not, this is going to be going on.
There's a white supremacist.
Silence equals complicity, always.
Yikes is absolutely.
I don't know if there's anyone who's like, hey,
The guy was like, you know who Anthony? Anthony Cumia, white supremacist, also misogynist that beat his wife almost to death.
right, I feel like that was on
It's also important, very important.
Hey, what's going on? Anthony Cumia.
White supremacist Anthony Cumia and his friends being here. So now,
Okay, if you're in the area, definitely come on down. Like I said, we have a couple of people outside, a couple of people inside, but it would be nice to raise the numbers. And I know about 30 of you are supposed to be heading down here. The sooner you get down here, the better. Definitely will be happy. But like I said, we're going to be out here.
They're doing it already.
if I was to say, is that good or not good? White supremacists are not good. Stop hosting white supremacists.
If you can't make it down, give a call to Barnes & Noble Corporate, their PR department, their media department, their corporate numbers. You can use their 800 numbers. If you go on their website, you can definitely find the numbers, and actually think there actually may be the cell phone numbers also of the managers for this location and the managers for Barnes & Noble Corporate. Give them a call. Let them know how, if you're unhappy with it, give them a call.
He was a white supremacist.
No to Anthony Cumia. Cumia profiting off of his hate train.
Radio. In 2017, he was arrested for assault on his life, and now he wrote a book about being racist, and he's book signing for it. Right now, 6 o'clock.
No to white supremacy.
Like by the kids section, there's 4 people waiting in line. And their book signers.
I mean, to make money off of,
The racism is the extra.
you know, that's just.
Brother, anybody have anything to say? I'm Anthony Cumia's brother. Anybody have anything to say to me?
We have a right to
I,
protest.
No, for real.
no, I honestly would like to hear the side. That's why it was like a debate about whether to do it.
Yo, you see, the thing is, we don't come to places that people are employed. We don't come to where people earn their living and make it impossible for them to do so, including every race. There's not a single person of color, an Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. There's no one that Anthony has ever prevented from making a living, making their living.
Okay.
What he does,
But hold on.
White supremacists
So you're going to
being
tell me,
hosted by
so explain to me.
Therefore, he's not.
I mean, I honestly like to know both sides. You know what I
wait a
mean?
second, why do you...
What's your name, sir?
classify-
Sir, excuse
Why do
me.
you classify him as a white
White
supremacist?
supremacist.
Because let me
Why?
explain.
Why?
I'll
What
explain.
has he done?
I'll
What has
explain to
he
you.
done to prove his white
I
supremacy?
have the tweets right here.
I'd love to hear
I
it.
have the tweets
Go ahead,
right here
say it.
where he used the N-word
Go ahead.
and he also called O.J. Simpson a spook.
So you're
got it
saying
right here.
so you're saying that speech makes you a white supremacist. You're saying that speech. No.
Hold on. And then you employ
White supremacists being hosted here for a book signing. Ask his brother any questions you may
A non-white
have.
supremacist?
Yes, he does.
White supremacists being
Are you talking
hosted
about
for
Gavin?
book signing.
Gavin McGinnis?
Well, Gavin's a whole other. Guys, don't get in an argument on Gavin because.
You guys know where the Proud Boys came from? Do you know
Yeah.
where it came from?
Yeah, I trust people.
My name is Joseph Cumia.
Joseph Cumia.
Yeah, I'm Anthony's older brother.
And I also understand the separation, why they pulled away from the original groups and stuff. I know.
The original
That was a whole other.
group who has since become classified due to several bad seeds. There were some people in there that were genuinely bad people.
Thank you.
They were genuinely bad people. What happened was they were the ones that made the Proud Boys become what people have now that people now know them to be. When it started, it was a joke in the studio. Had to do with Ben Ratner, and it was a play. Proud of My Boy, a song was playing Proud of My
Yeah.
Boy. And Gavin, when Gavin was working, they used to goof on Ben, saying, you know, how his parents were proud of him for doing what he does. And Ben Ratner, by the way, has since won a Grammy.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, that has, you know, yeah. Are you gonna believe an 82nd Airborne veteran, 59-year-old father of 4?
So it's a father.
Are you gonna believe her?
But you're going to protect your brother no matter what. I respect that. I respect that.
I will protect anyone that deserves protection.
Okay.
Whether or not he's my brother,
And he's a racist.
what I'm doing, he's not a racist. He's so
You are the why would you employ one?
I grew
Why would
up
you?
with
I
him.
don't care. Why would you employ one?
For saying a whole bunch of racist shit and white
I can't, I'd like to hear,
Why are you talking to me? I'm not
Why would you employ one?
What's your definition of a racist?
there's a recording. So that's why
No,
he fired.
your definition.
That's why
What
he's
is it
banned.
that Gavin has done
Then he wrote a book
that
about
makes
it.
him a
And
racist?
now
If
he's
you
selling
read what the Proud Boys do,
money on it.
No, Proud
You
Boys
read it?
Proud Boys don't belong to Gavin McGinnis.
bullshit. Then why was he at a fucking event on 86th?
At the
Why was he
Republican
at
Club.
an event on 86th Street a motherfucking month ago and pulling out a sword and then hanging with a bunch of white supremacists in the middle of the street telling people, let's fight?
Not white supremacists.
They're not. Look at the fucking page. Go to their website.
Get angry with me? Come on, calm down. Have a debate, have a discussion. You know,
Anyone who's not aware of the incident that happened at the Republican Club actually needs to take a look at it. Because the reality is what happened at the Republican Club, the guy in the red hat is 100% right about what happened there.
he has the right to call him racist. I have the right to call him a moron.
That's exactly
White
right.
supremacists and
Everybody has all those rights.
call them and tell us that. White supremacists being hosted at Barnes and Nobles. White supremacists being hosted at Barnes and Nobles for a book signing.
Joseph, what do you do? Are you part of Anthony's
White
business,
supremacists
or
being
are you
hosted at Barnes and Nobles for a book signing.
Look at Thomas.
You're a vet? You said you're a vet?
What was that?
You're a vet? You said you're a veteran?
I am 82nd Airborne. Yeah,
White supremacists being hosted here at Barnes and Nobles for a book signing. No platform for white supremacy.
So there are two sides to every story's going on.
Right.
Things.
Barnes and Noble should never have a white supremacist in their store. Ever. Oh, but Anthony Cumia is not a white supremacist. So you're mistaken. They should also not have liars standing out in front of their store saying things that aren't true.
We shouldn't have a liar for a president, yo. Shit doesn't happen that way.
A liar for a president? Wait a second. Wait a second. So you're saying since Trump is a liar, you're allowed to be here and be a liar?
We're against hatred.
Why are you wearing a mask? Why are you wearing a mask?
Since that man has become president, hatred has sprung up in America.
No,
America is
hatred's
not
always
for
been-
hatred.
Hatred's always been in America. It's this less
And now it's
hatred
getting put
now.
under a lens.
It's less now than there ever was.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Don't you see life as it is? You ever get out for one of your hood? You ever go anywhere? Where have you been? Where have you been?
Why is that any business of yours?
Because
you
I'm
think
trying
you're
to
older.
understand what
Because you
you're
think you're more traveled,
I'm
right?
trying to understand what you're facing.
More travel.
You're
You're right. That's right,
I'm
right?
right about my brother.
Your brother is an unabashed racist. He's traveling
unabashed
from his racism right now.
Thank you, Kat, for putting up the number.
Derogatory.
Yeah, and in some people's eyes, yeah, Anthony could be classified as a white supremacist. Does he have racist tendencies? Yes.
He got fired for racism.
Was he fired because of racist remarks? Yes. Whether or not, it just depends on who you're talking about, how you classify white supremacist versus just a racist. So it's two different sides.
You know what? There could be something there.
Am I a shadowy networker? It's fucking cold. I ain't got no That's what he thinks.
He runs compound.
You got hats. I ain't got no hats. That's all I got.
So you're gonna tell me that he's not a racist. I'm gonna give you a Facebook page. I'm gonna give you ProudBoysExact.com website.
I don't care about
His name's sitting right the fuck on there. Come on now. His name is on there.
Nothing to do with what he's doing. Not a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, there's just plenty of room, and no one's.
He's very unimportant.
Well, people always get nervous. I'm like, just walk through.
Okay? I'm not.
He hosts a web. If you're not a racist, I'm gonna ask you a question. Then why would you let Gary Levine have a TV show on your channel?
First of all, it's not a TV show.
He has a TV show.
Anthony's known for free speech.
He has a TV show. And
One thing I will say is
you want to talk about it?
the idea of debate, people actually talking, is what needs to happen a lot more. It doesn't happen. You don't have to agree with each other, but at least if you can hold a conversation.
I can call you a racist. Does it make you a racist?
Joe was that bunch of shit on fucking for no fucking reason. And he's at the UFC fight with Joe Rogan. He's at the fight because Joe Rogan gave him the seat. Who is a known racist? Joe Rogan's a known racist.
How is he a no? What has he done to people of country? Who is he racist against? First of all, does he believe that his race is so much better than every other race that makes him a racist? Well, tell me what he does to prove his race.
Paul Barnes and Noble's not the whole white supremacist.
So I'm not understanding what you're trying to say, how you're trying to define a racist. If you call me a guinea, if you call me a wop, does that make you a racist?
Yes.
It does?
Yes!
According to this WAP,
So again, they posted up the number.
White supremacists being
Those
hosted
are
upstairs
racist
at Barnes
statements
and
you
Nobles.
to get.
Paul Barnes and Noble's not the
Yeah. all I'd say is for everyone also,
Racism exists in language.
because I always believe that there are two sides to every story, is to definitely do your research. Don't just follow along because we're saying it or anyone is saying it or protesting. Do your own research, and not just, a basic Google search, but actually read articles and get a background about everything, so that you have a better understanding about why people are doing what they're doing. It's important. It's not just about taking what people say, but also about understanding what's going on out there. The gentleman over there who happens to be Anthony's brother, it may seem confrontational, but he's having an actual dialogue. It's not something that's physical. It's an actual discussion going on back and forth. And even though it can be arguments, it's still a plain, simple discussion that's going on, which is important. But, like I said, don't just take the word of what we're saying. Research, formulate your own opinions about it.
Discussions are what cures problems with the world. Yes. I would use that word toward you or toward anyone else. Any other person of color, it would absolutely.
Okay, so I know currently a lot of you are calling Barnes & Noble corporate.
So words aren't racist. Okay.
Racist. As I was mentioning to the audience, I was saying that I want them to do their own research because it's like.
If I call someone an if I call someone an idiot, that's a racist.
Yeah, I'm saying it's like you're racist and then you have white supremacists. It's a borderline thing, but I still want people to do their own research regardless, because you have to formulate your own opinions about it. Is there hate involved? Is there racist hate? Yes, 100%. My thing is do the research and decide whether white supremacists or just your garden variety, normal, all-American racists. And look at the connections with the Proud Boys and their actions. And even though the Proud Boys are divided into two groups now, you have those that wouldn't allow anyone other than white, whatever, in there. And then you have those that are in the other group, which Gavin is a part of, which has accepted people who were black, Asian, and almost any other ethnic group. But that happened with the skinheads as well. So that doesn't mean there isn't this festering hate and destructiveness that's been festering in the country for a long time.
People out here, and there will be cops as well.
Write any book that you
I agree with you.
write any book that he wants. Barnes & Noble doesn't have to give him the platform of a book signing. He can write and sell anything he wants. Sell it.
Yes.
And don't you think that should be?
Because Gavin McGinnis is on his
Don't you
website.
think that should be up to Barnes & Noble whether or not they have
Gavin
him?
McGinnis is on his website. Gavin
Do you think you've done more research than Barnes & Noble? Have you done more research than Barnes & Noble?
And let's them
All right then.
Posted upstairs for a book signing.
True, he can write anything. He can write and hold anything he wants. Doesn't mean that people can't go against what he reads, what he writes. It's not a Hitler wrote what he wanted. Hitler wrote a book. Hitler wrote what he
But
wanted, right?
do you
But doesn't
understand
mean
that what you do is more detrimental? What you do is more detrimental to him than anything he's ever done to you or any other person. Or any other person.
White supremacists being posted at Barnes &
He
Noble.
can write whatever he'd like to write.
because he's
Not to say that anything that he's written is inappropriate. It's a book about his life story. It's his life story as a DJ. Basically coming from nothing and making something of himself. That's what the book is about. Just so that you're not misled. Just so this guy doesn't mislead you. The book is about someone who made good from nothing. That's what it is. It's got nothing to do with white supremacy. And I'd like everyone to know that. This book has nothing to do with white supremacy at all. Her opinion is that my brother is a white supremacist. That's her opinion and her opinion only. I have an opinion. He's not. How's that?
That's clear. That's clear.
Yeah.
Very clear, sir.
I thought it was. I can't be any more clear than that.
Very clear. Very
For a
clear.
book signing, call Barnes and Nobles and tell them.
I would buy you a Starbucks just to have a 5-minute conversation with you.
I'm not interested.
I didn't think you would be. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be either. But
Willis, you lost the other guy. Who's gone, right?
Barnes and Nobles supposed to be a white supremacist for a book signing. Call and tell them it's wrong.
But it wasn't.
Well, this was good.
Barnes and Nobles is supposed to be white
Well, I
supremacist
mean,
for a
like I
book
said,
signing.
the fact that people are talking is a good
Yeah,
thing.
well, that's important, man.
Barnes and
People,
Nobles is
people
supposed to
need
be a
to
white
hear the
supremacist
views.
for a book
I mean, if it
signing.
was a bunch of
They
Trump,
need to hear the views. Yeah.
the Trump groups, it would be,
just
You know.
programmed. And it's absolutely amazing. Okay, good luck with your protest. Have fun. See you later, guys. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you,
the
sir.
equal time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good night.
okay, again, that was his brother. He's always going to protect his brother no matter what. I mean, anybody would do that, ideally protect family. And he's going to defend his brother no matter what. Okay. Like I said, everyone's definition, white supremacists or all-grown, all-American, homegrown racists, you know, those are the two choices. And based on his track record, even forgetting about his associations, if you just go on the track record of what he said, what he has done, you know, he definitely fits into the racist category. And if he's going ahead saying it's like, well, he has black friends, it's like, that does not mean that you are not a racist just because you happen to have black friends or Asian friends. You can still be a racist and have black friends. I know a lot of people, they have black friends, but they're not necessarily going to go take them home to dinner or marry. You know, it's the guy in the red hat. He was some nut that just happened to be going by. Oh, he's here again.
No, don't worry about it.
Really? It's okay?
I got off fucking stupid.
Well, they're related. It makes a lot of sense.
Follow me.
Yeah, can I tell you?
I'm with you.
Oh, awesome. Can you call Barnes Nobles also and tell them?
I'm gonna tell them
Awesome.
That's a serious thing. You don't get a picture for free.
Well, yeah.
That's right.
Call Barnes Nobles and tell them.
You need to be scared again. I don't know why they're not.
It's true.
White supremacists being hosted upstairs. Kids section. Barnes and Nobles.
Oh man, that was good.
In the kids section. That's
That's the thing. That's what I was saying.
They put them right next to the kids section.
man. We're nice to
I
the
mean, the
kids.
fact that he beat his wife,
White supremacists there can be
the fact that he beat his wife should negate him from being
Call Barnes
over
and Nobles and tell them
near the
not to
kids
host white
section.
It shouldn't be in the kids section.
Yeah, it shouldn't be there at all, but that's really a good one.
You know,
That's a good one. You know, of all places, why you put them next to the kids? Jesus Christ.
I mean, and
Put them next to the sport.
they were right. It's like he has a right to write a book. He has a right to promote the book. There's nothing against that. It's like I understand.
He
It's
has a
like you're
right to free
telling a
speech,
lie.
and we do too.
But the issue is with them promoting
Yeah.
and giving a you know.
They also have the right to say no.
Yeah.
They have a right to say no.
I mean, they would still
Just
carry
because
his
he wrote a
book.
book doesn't mean they have
I
to
mean,
promote it.
if they were just carrying his book, I wouldn't have an issue. It's like it's out there.
Yeah,
That's
but they got no platform. You're right.
which is legitimizing hate, which is already happening under the current administration. And I spend enough time in D.C. to see and hear the conversations that are going on that the general public never hears.
Yeah, they're profiteering off the atmosphere that's been created.
Yeah.
Call Barnes and Nobles. Tell them not to host the white supremacists upstairs, which they are.
Well, I will tell you this, that Barnes & Noble is getting a lot of calls right now about this. If you look in the conversation thread, Kat actually added in the phone number. Okay, man.
Keep on with the coupon next time.
Stop hosting
Definitely.
white supremacists, which they are right now with Anthony Cumia being hosted in the kids section for a book signing. Not kidding. White supremacists being hosted upstairs for a book signing. White supremacists don't deserve book signings. Categorically.
Okay, with everyone that's supposed to be down here, if they're not down here within over the next 30, 40 some minutes, we're probably going to end the event early, just out of lack of numbers.
He's giving him a platform for that. And it's in the kids section. I didn't have a white supremacist in the kids section. That's racist.
Right now. Anthony Cumia's upstairs. Is he upstairs?
Yeah. No, his brother, yeah, he's up there with his brother's here.
Yep.
Fuck you, hire a white supremacist.
Well, I know. Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's numbers upon numbers.
So like my
NYPD, well, First Precinct wasn't going to send anyone down unless Barnes & Noble said there was a large enough number, and I just know that out of habit. And I think part of that is because, yeah, when I went out through my group, they know who's putting this together, and they know basically I try to avoid any major thing that's going to be too out of hand, especially something like this. Now, if you had a huge group of the Proud Boys show up, like the ones that were at the Republican Club, that would be another issue. That would be a no-holds-barred throwdown out here.
Right now, upstairs, Anthony Cumia. So Barnes & Nobles, stop hosting white supremacists. There's white supremacists upstairs, you should know. Look at book signing.
No, thank you for sharing that out and getting people to call. I appreciate that. I know people have been calling ahead of time also. And they said the exact same thing. You said that, you know, Barnes & Noble, you know, people are happy to go ahead and take the calls and take the input from people in the community about this book signing.
Don't go to
Call them
Barnes
anyway.
Don't go to Barnes & Noble.
Don't go to Barnes & Nobles, they're hosting the white supremacists. Call them and tell them that makes
There's no room in New York for hate.
Hopefully it's not good. I hope you don't feel good about that. Call Barnes & Noble. Tell them to stop hosting white supremacists.
And yes, I will be looking at the book, but I will be looking at it online. I will not be contributing to it.
I love how his brother says it.
He made it in MS Paint, so it doesn't.
His brother made it a fucking thing. A brother made it a thing right here.
Well,
His brother made it a whole
the
thing.
only thing I will say, at least it wasn't a violent, you know,
No, it's just
a
a talk.
physical, and
No, he
that's,
just talked- he just
but that's
talked.
good.
Anthony Cumia, white supremacist.
Because some people look at it as like,
For a book signing. Tell Barnes & Nobles how you feel about that.
Oh, they don't care.
I know they don't care, but I have to tell them anyway.
I can tell.
all right. Oh, I just realized they do have access, don't they? Yeah. I just realized.
Never buy a thing out of Barnes & Noble in my life.
It's over because I called them. And they said, we know he's a white supremacist. We're still hosting him. Call Barnes & Nobles and tell him to not host white supremacists, please. Sure.
Oh, Barnes and Noble corporate said they know he's a white supremacist and they're still hosting him.
Yes! They know he's a white. They told me that on the phone.
So Barnes and Noble on the phone said they know that he's a white supremacist, but they're still going to host him.
Extra security.
That's why they hired extra security upstairs.
Hosting upstairs for a book signing. Call Barnes and Noble to tell them not to do that.
Oh my God.
Barnes and Noble shouldn't host white supremacists.
So basically Barnes and Noble is saying he is a white supremacist. Oh.
White supremacists being hosted upstairs for a book signing.
And Barnes and Noble actually has said he's a white supremacist.
Call them to tell them how you feel.
Wow. So that's an even more of a statement.
Barnes and Noble to tell them how you feel about them hosting white supremacists.
So yeah, keep the calls going into corporate. They hired extra security.
Upstairs, can you call Barnes and Noble and tell them not to do that? Call
Well,
them now, please. Just
Barnes and Noble knows he's a white supremacist. They said it.
Barnes and Noble knows it.
It's like they've hired all this extra security
tell them not to host white supremacists.
to be down here.
Barnes and Noble
Yeah.
is hosting Anthony Cumia.
He's just doing his job. But they're doing it because they want to protect the white supremacists. The same thing that the happened with the NYPD over at the Republican Club is happening here. There seems to be this climate of protect the white supremacists. Something that if you talk to if you've been in this country long enough and you have relatives that fought in World War II, you realize that they fought against Nazi Germany, white supremacy, all of that, died for it in order to bring it down. And now you have a country and a generation that's actually protecting white supremacists. It's like, really?
Tell Barnes and Noble.
And Barnes and Noble has point blank said they know he is a white supremacist, but they're still going to host him. So call Barnes and Noble, let them know that you're not happy.
No book signings for white supremacists, Barnes and Noble.
That's what. That's
I will
saying.
say, a lot of them.
Is there another piece of cardboard over
Yeah,
there?
right over there,
Oh, right
pens
there.
and paper. Yeah.
No book signings for white supremacists. I mean, they can't have a lot of things. Like,
Well, the
they can't
fact-
have- I don't want them to have joy or
No.
happiness.
Well, they're getting a lot of calls.
Fulfillment.
They're
Those
getting-
white supremacists upstairs at Barnes and Nobles, you call them and tell them not to, like they are right now, that it's bad. And hosting a white supremacist is a bad thing, Barnes and Nobles. They're hosting a white supremacist upstairs. Anthony from Opie and Anthony is a white supremacist. And he's being hosted upstairs for a book signing. No book signings for white supremacists.
Yeah.
Barnes and Nobles, call them and tell them to stop hosting white supremacists.
And I was like, Skylar? Don't you mean Tyler?
Permanently suspended. It's about
No place in this country, in this state, for a white supremacist, period.
Anthony from Opie and Anthony. He's upstairs for a book signing, and he's a white supremacist.
And Barnes and Noble said that they know he's a white supremacist. That's the reason they hired more security
Okay.
for
that
his
makes
book
sense.
signing.
I'm like, it's on lockdown up there.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know why.
Because Anthony Cumia is a white supremacist who was banned from Twitter for being a white supremacist, and then wrote a book about it, and is now selling it at Barnes and Noble and signing it. And he's a white supremacist.
So,
Book signing for
from
white
what we're hearing from people on the inside is that they have his book signing on a lockdown with all the extra security.
Anthony Cumia from Opie and Anthony got banned from Twitter for being a racist, wrote a book about it, and is selling it. Barnes and Noble is hosting a white supremacist. Anthony Cumia, right now.
Okay, if
Now Barnes and Noble
everyone share this feed out, because like I said, there's a number of people who are supposed to have been coming down. Yeah, it would be nice to get a larger number of people on down here. Yeah, we need to make a statement. In addition to the calls, we need to make a statement down here.
Art is good. Yes. Oh, I don't even know if I want to be in there. I'm not gonna do shit.
Can you call them and tell them how you feel about it?
What number you need me to call?
Barnes and
I should have
Noble,
waited
Barnes and
for
Noble
I'll give you the number right here because someone's been posting it out on there.
There we go.
Upstairs right now.
Wait, what is it? 2
Oh,
on 2 and 2.
No, signings for white supremacists. Barnes and Noble, stop
Five,
posting white
3, 8,
supremacists.
And that's got to be for
Bad.
here.
They're in the
Say no
section
more.
doing a book
Say no
signing.
more.
Barnes and
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Barnes and Noble is hosting a white supremacist. Tell them it's bad. Call that. Call Barnes and Noble and tell them to stop hosting white supremacists. Call Barnes and Noble. Tell them white supremacists are bad. You shouldn't host them for book signing.
He said he was pulling the cup, so I circled the cup.
Tell Barnes and Noble to stop hosting white supremacists for book signings. Pretty basic.
Yeah, if you're in New York,
You don't have to host white supremacists.
we're
for book
one block
signings.
from the Chambers Street
Choose to not host them.
123 stop. Come on down. Even if you come on down for 15, 20 minutes, come on down. He's probably going to be up there doing the book signing from, well, he starts at 6. He's probably going to be going till 7, 7:30 maybe. I'm not sure how long book signings normally go. And it does depend on how many people are here. But yeah, make your voice heard. If you want, go on inside. Things are on lockdown. But hey, also call Barnes and Noble. They're well aware of it. Even the people walking by laughing. That's how you can tell the difference.
Call Barnes and Noble. Tell them that's pretty basic.
Yeah, not in New York. Shouldn't be. The fact that Barnes and Noble is aware of this fact, and there's no doubt that they're aware of the fact that they've hired all these extra security guards for his book signing. They don't even hire that many security guards for Hillary Clinton when she was doing a book signing.
No book signings for white supremacists.
No room for hate in New York.
Pretty basic. Call Barnes and Noble. Tell them to stop hosting white supremacists.
Yeah, it is crazy.
And they know it. That's why they
Oh, yeah, they know it. I know they know it.
Trust me, you're reaching a lot of people also online where people are calling, so
Oh, I'm so glad.
it's not just here. They're doing an amazing job. This would not be possible.
Barnes and Noble, tell them to stop hosting white supremacists, please. Call Barnes and Noble, tell them to stop hosting white supremacists.
Remember, sometimes the smallest actions have the largest impact. It's similar to the butterfly effect. One small thing has an impact that impacts people all over the world forever. And this is what's happening here. People will research, people will look, people will become educated. People will become more well-informed. And a little bit of history to throw in. I basically, if you go back
People are here for book signings. There's going to be other white supremacists.
2 generations, I have a portion of my family that was actually in Nazi Germany, and on that part of the family line was an individual who helped to develop the weapons for Hitler and his people. So a lot of times when I hear people who are these professed white supremacists, no, they really have no idea, because most of them would not have been included within that category. The American white supremacists are a whole other ball game that would never have been included in what they glorify Nazi Germany. Just a little side note on that, but as far as this goes,
Anthony could be a white supremacist being hosted.
yeah. And Barnes and Noble has admitted it online, and actually they said they know he's a white supremacist. They hired like 20 extra security guards.
White supremacists upstairs.
I mean,
It's not Antifa.
if you ever,
Antifa's not a group.
if you get a chance,
Anthony could be
check out Opie and Anthony and Opie and Anthony. the show. He got fired from there because of all of his racist tweets and because of an incident in Times Square. And then he ended up beating the crap out of his wife. So it's like, and it's not about his book. Anyone can have a book, but you shouldn't be promoting white supremacy, you know. So, okay, I'm going to switch back over again. But Barnes & Noble, I told you, they basically were going to wait until they had to call NYPD. So they called the first precinct, I'm assuming, which had to send out 4 officers for 2 people, which is a little excessive. Timony, I know you're up there around Union Square, but I wish you were down here. You probably would have only sent down like 2 officers just to stand by and make sure people weren't blocking the doorways and stuff. But they also have 20 security guards upstairs with Barnes & Noble locked down around that. It's like excessive. Oh, anyone from City Hall or 1PP actually listening on the stream, as you guys always do? You know, because I know you guys tune in every once in a while. Or NYPD Legal, if you're tuning in, you know he tunes in. Both of them, actually. A few of them that have been around for a long time. If you're tuning in on this, you know, call First Precinct and let them know they only need like 1 or 2 officers. And they can send at least 2 of them away. It would be nice. If the numbers increase, you'll see it on the stream. You know that. Sorry, guys. That's my rant to, you know, people in New York City government and NYPD. Tonight I'm not going to mess with them. Normally I would, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I think I put them through enough hell, or SRG through enough hell when we were doing Occupy ICE. I think they were getting a lot of flack when you had like those higher up actually watching my stream and pulling them back on a lot of things. But as far as this, tonight is about Anthony Cumia and his racist rants. Basically, there's no room in New York City for racist white supremacist ideals. Here you go. Here you go, right here. Trust me, nobody's going to rush them. Why? It's like, guys, relax. Why would you think people are going to rush people? This is only a couple of people. You got all those security people. Jesus. No one's going to rush anybody. It's like too many, way too many. Not even Hillary Clinton had these many when she was here.
Really don't deserve, white supremacists don't deserve lip signing. They don't deserve joy, happiness.
Hold on a second. I know your brother I know your brother talked to us, but do you want to just anything? Okay. I just asked because he was giving his side, so I figured I'd ask. Okay. I mean, no, I respect the opinion.
Yeah, you're right. You're also one that said language is a racist. You're fucking racist. Fuck you too. What's up?
Okay, so for Anthony, we have this. So the book signing is over. I'm assuming part of it had to do with the thing here. So that was the reason for all of that. Basically, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10.
You fucking got that on video, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, he said that to me. That's hilarious.
He got my fucking. He's like,
oh my god.
I don't know what I got. I just know it was in the areas, but
Yo, there was more cops than people who showed up to get their
it was
signed.
overboard with the security and stuff. I'll admit
and he had
that.
10 cops.
That was overboard. When they were like there, I'm like, nobody's gonna jump anybody. Why? It was like,
It wouldn't be unprecedented if
no, but you understand what I'm saying. It was like 1, 2. That's what I'm saying.
Is a common retired cop.
Okay.
You do know that, right? Anthony's manager is a retired cop, so
That's why
that's why
the
police
over.
presence. I mean,
Yeah, because I was like, even Hillary didn't have that. That's when she was here. And I was like, okay.
We know cops protect racists. We saw that. Y'all protect racists. I protect everybody. No, you protect everybody. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you really protected everybody, you would. Y'all at 86th Street,
Yeah,
you
probably.
protect nobody. Y'all let people get beat up at 86th Street. So come on now, you ain't protect nobody. So don't really talk. Come on, don't really say you protect everybody.
Ask him if he needs to deal with me.
No, that I didn't hear.
That
That
just
didn't
happened
hear.
because he said, no, she's my friend.
Well, he wouldn't do that because he wouldn't be dumb enough. Because I would live stream that, and I guarantee NYPD Legal would rip you a new asshole if that actually was recorded on here. Because no, seriously, if you mention Apollo to NYPD Legal, they will tell you, do not let me record you saying something, or you will get ripped a new asshole by NYPD Legal.
Why would he say
It's
she is
like,
my
huh.
friend? Why would he talk about me? Unless Munoz was talking to him about whether or not he had to do something about me.
It's possible.
You were right there. You recorded it. Go back
Well,
and
I'll
play that
see.
tape.
I'll end up seeing it. I'll end up seeing
I have
it.
no idea what you guys are talking about.
It's like basically saying that it's like he was asking you if you needed him to do anything about her.
Oh no,
No, she's my friend, right? No.
I would never do that.
Oh, you would never.
I wouldn't do that anyway.
No, he asked you if you needed him to do.
If he did, I didn't need any help, so it's a non-issue.
Yeah, that would have really been like.
I'm just waiting for my sister.
It's a good Barnes and Noble. It's a big Barnes and Noble. Go get something to eat, relax, you know.
It's really terrible the way where they snowball over the years.
Shit gets built up. A lot of shit's been said. A lot. He's put a lot out there. Controlling that anger online is a big issue. You know that.
It is.
Oh, here you go, guys. In case you guys understand, I'll find out what company they're with. If it was DC, it would probably be BlackRock, and a lot of those guys I know. A lot of them are ex-military and have done different contract jobs, but yeah. But statements made. Yeah, I mean, definitely keep calling in. The numbers are up there. Like I said earlier, it's like World War II. You had so many Americans that fought to shut down Nazi Germany, the fascist systems there. And there are generations here in New York that don't understand that because they've lost touch. They've become spoiled because they didn't have to fight against any of that in their lives. And they're spoiled brats. Iraq was a war. The Middle East was a war. But what happened? World War II and they will never have an idea about. The fact that you have fascists and white supremacists rising in the United States, the shit is not happening, and that shit is not going into New York. If you ever watch the movie Casablanca, there is a scene where Rick is talking to the Nazi general, and then I says, would you ever envision us in your great America? And he said, well, there's certain parts of New York I wouldn't advise you to invade. In reality, New York does not stand for this shit. New Yorkers that are real New Yorkers would not stand for any of this shit. And if you ever think it's going to actually happen here, it isn't. New Yorkers, real New Yorkers will band together. They don't give a shit whether the police are protecting the white supremacists, the armies are. They will shut the shit down. It will not happen in this state. Statements been made to Barnes & Noble. They got shit tons of calls in there. And the people that actually work for Barnes & Noble are actually glad to take all the calls. And actually, do you guys want me to give you a list of all the crimes that are happening in the area? I actually have that on a separate feed that you guys actually could be covering right now instead of being out here for something like this. This isn't why you guys became police officers, not to do this stuff. You actually came out here to shut down the robberies that are happening right now, the assaults, the car accidents, the drug deals that are going on.
A bunch of things are not at right now. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, you could pull it up that you guys could actually be dealing with. And I'm being fair by saying that's really what you guys would really rather be doing. That's why you did it.
Officers actually requesting assistance.
They're not going to run to it unless they get a command. There could be an officer getting shot around the corner and they will stand here until they're told to go there.
There's a machete branding right now. There's a pedestrian that was struck by a vehicle.
Pedestrian struck by a vehicle, and they're doing what they've been trained to do, stand there and just do this. Because they're scared we're going to rush in there even though Anthony is not in there right now. So they have to wait.
Right now at a laundry room.
No, that's not their job. No.
Okay, what about the two suspects detained after a brief seclude right near her?
No. That's not near here.
Yeah,
it's not their jurisdiction. It's not their district. So.
Yeah, we find okay. Oh, Broadway's their jurisdiction because there's a bank robbery.
Nah. There's only two of them. They'd get shot and they're too scared of getting shot. You get shot once, it's actually not that bad afterwards. I mean, you have your buddy laying right next to you getting blown up.
I've been there. There's an assault right now.
He got fired for being a white supremacist. Anthony Cumia got
Okay, we can have. Hold on.
No, he's gone. Let him go.
Just been veterans day with a shit ton of veterans from Korea, Vietnam, Iraq. Yeah, even they can't understand this shit when we were sitting around talking.
Hold on, wait.
Hey.
I got it. I got
white supremacists upstairs. Being hosted for a book signing.
Hey guys, I'd advise you guys to take a look at the feed from earlier. Yeah, these guys, they're just being stuck here right now. And a minute ago explaining to them that I'm pretty sure they didn't join the force to actually stand here because of two people outside Barnes & Noble. Considering they still have about 10 extra hired security guards inside, there really isn't anything going on except the phone calls and one person with a sign right now. But the new commander at 1st Precinct, it's not. Well, yeah.
It's like the buddy system.
Well,
one of them is the police state and is authoritarian.
Well, that's a whole other issue. Yeah. See, Timony, if you're watching, please come back to 1st Precinct. Because these guys really do not know what they're doing, and the commander down there has no idea. Need someone with experience. At least Lombardo would come down and drag us into the middle of the street. That at least would be something. But oh, that's right. He can't be near a protest any longer because of how violent he was. Even though all the other officers were saying, no, we're just here to protect and serve. Yeah. And I can say that considering how many people that are related that are in law enforcement of one type or another. Yeah. The realities of what actually goes on when the public isn't around, or what they actually talk about when the public isn't around. Is their job an easy job? No. 90% of you would not want to do their job because of the shit that they see and go through. I understand that. But that doesn't give an excuse. They're held to a higher standard. And when you know they could be doing other things that are more important as opposed to standing here, there's an issue.
These are two of them. There was two other people. Yeah, call Barnes & Noble.
Yeah, a ton of people have already called them right now, and if they're like the other ones, should be. No, you guys don't have to. We'll be gone before then, so you're out of here. Now, just letting her know, it's like, yeah, we're going to be out of here soon. Well, you guys can leave once we leave, right? You don't have to, like, do the shut off part. I understand, but I'm saying because that's normally even with the march or something. It's basically we're gonna. If there's not a ton of people, it's like, and he's already left too. So that's the whole thing. I mean, as long as he was here, we were going to be outside here. But since he's left, what time?
I leave when you leave.
No, can you tell me what time it is, or? Okay.
6:36.
Thank you. Probably like within the next 15 minutes.
Stop hosting white supremacists. Pretty basic standard. No book signings for white supremacists. Barnes and Nobles. Jerk move. Tell Barnes and Nobles to stop hosting white supremacists for book signings. No book signings for white supremacists, Barnes and Nobles. Pretty basic standard. If you're the white supremacist, you shouldn't have a book signing.
Just for update also, earlier today for local news, you had a turkey giveaway at One Police Plaza actually, where they were giving out turkeys to the community. So there are another side to stuff that happens. I try to show both sides as much as I can.
Just hosted Anthony Cumia from Opie and Anthony, inspired to be white supremacists, and then wrote a book about it, and then signed the book upstairs, the kids section. Yes!
And trust me, a lot of people got fed, and a lot of people are going to have a happy Thanksgiving where they wouldn't have had food.
Here's half of that. This is two of the people. And there's two others.
A lesson to be learned from this for everyone is if you're passionate about something, whether it's a street light out in your community, potholes, make your voice heard, take a stand, call your representatives, department head. If there's an issue, take a stand. You don't need large numbers in order to do that. That's how you bring about making change.
See what happened to NYPD didn't do nothing. They didn't beat up. But I'm just saying, it's part of your division. It's part of your division. You work for NYPD. So you don't have to be there to be, but you're still because the same thing.
You guys are in first precinct. They weren't.
Wait. The same thing if I go to jail, watch this. Hold on, wait. If I go to jail and I rob a car, and the guy in the car robs somebody, I ain't robbing no one, but I'm still complacent because I'm with them. I've been in jail.
Yeah, you've got like 3 of us here right now. Anthony Cumia actually left a few minutes ago, and if you look at the stream earlier, you'll see he came down the escalator, surrounded by about 15 private security that Barnes & Noble had, as well as 4 NYPD officers that had actually driven up, and we're in there to escort him out and across the street. We're actually going to be leaving in a few minutes because it was basically for while he was here. What I do know is that they had his area where he was doing the book signing completely locked down, as well as Barnes & Noble corporate and the store itself getting a ton of calls. Considering the book signing started at 6 o'clock and he left out of here by 6:30, I'm pretty sure part of it had to do with all the calls that they were getting, and also the low number of people that were probably coming up for book signings. And a lot of the people that went in were probably asking him questions about the protest outside. So, saying that...
I gotta go to...
Yeah, I know. And
They're here.
Yeah. Okay.
But I also don't want to.
Hold on a minute. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I will see you in the front lines. I'm going to be back up later with something else. I won't go into it right now at this place, but I will be back up later. Thanks for tuning in.
Monday.